What is going on, everyone? It came from Webtoon Tapas edition. They made some really impressive edits to the graphic in honor of our first Tapas episode, and we're talking about a trippy comic called Powernap today. And I'm of course joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Varian Grant. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Got sent this book by you to check out this comic. I went over and started reading. It's another one of those weird finds that I after reading a couple of episodes, like by the third episode, I was hooked.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff going on here, so I can't wait to get into it with you. I know neither one of us are finished going through it. There's quite a few episodes. I think there's it's almost 30 episodes. Yeah, 36. So I think I'm about episode 24 and just really enjoying this ride. So I'm gonna hit the intro and we'll be right back with Powernap. That's right. It came from Webtoon, broadcasting live on the Icfwt network. I am your host, Icfwt, aka at Dreaded Dinosaur, joined by Varian the Kid Grant, and we are checking out Powernap, and quite an interesting story, don't you think?
Yeah, it's trippy. It's trippy. I love the character. Love Drew, the main character. He's an everyman, and you know what? If he didn't look so much like Nicolas Cage, perfect for you. Be perfect for you.
Yeah.
I
definitely get the Nicolas Cage vibe from this. I mean, if there was a live action movie, he'd definitely be it. So according to the description, it's a wonderful drug eliminates the need to sleep. What could possibly go wrong? So essentially, Drew, he lives in this workaholic world where people are expected to work 24/7, not sleep. In fact, in a later episode, he's castricized by his love interest for being one of those people who sleep and won't take the stimulant that eliminates the need for sleep. And so because he's not taking it, he's slowly going crazy, and the world he lives in isn't quite as black and white as he originally imagines.
It's I definitely think that like when I first started reading it, I'm like, oh, okay, where is this going? And then as you read it, but again, by chapter 6 or 7, things start to kind of make sense, and you start to understand. Oh, okay, and then he's living. It's the future, so there's all these hollow ads and everything, and he's a real Drew is there. He is running. He's a very old-fashioned guy. He still reads, which is like his book reading. He still reads books. He's not getting the data put right in his head like everyone else.
M3SOZ, hello, sirs. Hello, sir.
Critical Blast says, nice video work.
Thanks. That's a little bit of my own After Effects handiness.
Yeah. And then M3SOZ says, cocaine, is that the drug?
Yeah, no, but I was thinking LSD though, because of the visions that this guy sees.
Yeah.
And I've read a little bit about what happens if you become sleep deprived as you start hallucinating. The problem is his hallucinations destroy a train in a later episode.
Yeah.
This mother character here, that this weird alien. I love the design. This is like some crazy baboon-faced monster And it gives him motherly advice.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, why is he channeling his mother to this monster? And then yeah, but that is a nice design for that creature.
Yeah, the art in this by Bakken. It says, so the story is written by Maritza Campos, and the art is by Bakken. Is that how you would pronounce that?
I believe so.
And gosh, I mean, this artist is incredible, and the writing is just so entertaining here. ID Crisis says, first time here, please be gentle. Welcome. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
M3SOZ. Yeah, it is a nice, clean style. It it's just it's rare when you find one of these, because a lot of times they're produced pretty quickly. And I think this was probably an actual printed book first, because I read one of the comments where the person that posted this says they were trying to get used to this format. So this is probably an actual print book from somewhere.
It that for the first chapter reminds, I don't know why, but the art kind of reminds me of maybe just because I just seen it at Randy's, but the Tintin books.
Okay.
It just kind of reminded me of the Sergey art, just like, especially right there with him tripping, and but again too, like he's in this, he's having a nightmare, so he kind of played with the form and everything. Sorry, spoiler alert, but the
weatherman said it might rain today. You don't want to catch your death of cold, so this monster is chasing him down to, mother him.
Mm-hmm.
Take your umbrella. Powernapcomic.com.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool things that happen in this book. One of the things that I thought was hilarious was there's a lot of commentary on the corporate bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that his previous job, he stapled stuff that the guy across from him unstapled.
Yeah, and then handed it right back to him to staple again. Yeah. Yeah, it's there's a lot of there's a lot of venting here in this book.
So we get introduced to the idea of all of these 3D ads, which is the how the law enforcement plays off, you're not having, this isn't an alien monster. There's nothing happening here. This is just one of those three-dimensional hollow ads they beam into your brain for a movie. Mm-hmm. And I really want to see Tomorrow Never Dies Harder 8.
With Cy Bruce Willis.
Cy Bruce Willis.
Yes. Cy Bruce Willis, and there's also the ads can affect you if you there's new ads called ad realism.
Yeah.
Release has a lot of energy, and yeah, it's a lot of, like, I can almost see these characters moving, like certain panels. You can tell the motion is there. I would almost imagine this person is classically trained in animation, mm-hmm. or has worked in animation, because you can tell the difference between people who are just strictly comic artists and people who do animation and also do comics, as there's just a lot more of a flow to it. Last week we had Jose Garcia on, and he's worked for every big animation studio you could think of, and that's one of the things that attracts me to his work, is the flow, the actionness of it. Excuse me. There's like this movement in there, fluidity of the art that some people, even like I have an issue with it. Putting movement in there, not wanting characters to look stiff. Sometimes you can go too far. I've done that too.
Right. You can do too much of the squash and stretch, and totally blows the image apart. But when you hit that sweet spot, it just has a natural energy to it. That's great. Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow Never Dies Harder.
I love the coffee guy just kind of wanders around.
Again, you look at that. That's a steal from that's so awesome. Like that, that's a frame from animation.
Yeah,
that's really, really good, good artwork. And once again, we say it every week on the show. As the issues progress, you see the artists getting more comfortable with the characters, with the world. It's start playing around. By the time you get to issue, I think 14 or 15, like the artist is just coasting along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the facial features in here, while not manga inspired, they are very funny. I'm not sure I can pull off some of those facial features.
Critical Blast says he had the job of cleaning out old paperwork from the overstuffed file folders. I had to make a copy of them first. Yeah, the office busy work.
Yeah.
I love I need to find, let's see, I think it's in episode 2. He careful now, don't put your eye out with that. I love the motherly advice of the monster.
If you have a huge alien monster,
and you need a haircut. And this tells us that he's been dreaming the whole time.
Yeah.
Great balloon work, great lettering. I love this use of the panel border break.
Yeah.
Turn it into a dream sequence. Of course, he's running late for work.
Mm-hmm. And for he can't take the sleeping pill. He can't take the drug that allows them not to sleep. Which apparently gets you laughed at by your peers.
Yeah.
You become weird. You're one of those.
So his job, he's basically replaced the previous guy who jumped out the window.
Yeah.
The guy in his previous shift jumped out the window. Just stapling stuff. Staple. And the story really builds up and starts and really drives home the fact that he is falling asleep at work. He can't sleep. He's working too much, and he's doing the most mundane work in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean he's at the end of his rope. You can tell, and he. I feel like the character. I can't wait to see where he ends up. I want to almost say it seems to me. It's obviously a slow burn, but it kind of seems like it's kind of Matrixy. Like the Wachowskis take a swing at this. Yeah,
it's once we start getting into the dream world. Later on in the story, he gets not really a promotion, but a separate part-time job, which he immediately falls for because it involves him sleeping.
Yeah.
But this all happens in the subconscious. There's this, I don't know, this crazy, strange world that I'm not sure if it actually exists or if we're seeing what's in his subconscious. So if it is a matrix, is it just in his mind? Because a lot of the things that we see are things that he's been seeing already before he gets the brain spider and gets part of the work. So there seems to be something larger going on at play here that we haven't gotten to know yet.
Yeah, I figure we'll be giving those answers very soon. ID Chris says I'm at work watching this. You gotta be careful. Critical Bass said this is like growing up Little Nemo in reverse. And there's this M3SOZ says at least he got something nice to look at during his work. Yeah, you got us to look at. And the character has something nice to look at too, because he's got that nice lady there who he actually goes out on a date with. She likes him, and then she finds out that he doesn't take the drug. He's a sleeper.
Yep, yeah, he likes to sleep, and he's one of those. And he chews her out later on, which I really commended the writer for putting that kind of a sequence in there, because the person who's writing this isn't really trying to I guess write it for the certain modernisms that we have in our culture now.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was really raw and really honest, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, he even told his boss off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't let me sleep. And he's got a 3-hour commute each way to work, by the way.
Now, this sequence here, it hasn't been addressed again yet. But what's going on in the behind the scenes with all the guards rushing and taking down this guy? This is them giving us a hint to what's really going on here.
Yeah, and they're jumping all of them, tackling them, and they get this guy's back there screaming, "Wake up! Wake up!"
So who knows? Maybe the reality where he works this unending job is the sleep.
It could be. I think we're gonna. I think you're gonna get handed. We're gonna get handed the truth pretty soon. I don't know when, but it's gonna be one of these issues, one of these episodes where. Okay, well, we get all the answers.
And I do like Wendy. I hope more comes about with her, because I know she shut him down for the second time.
Yeah, yeah, and it was funny too. Like she shot him down. The next page, he's like pissed, and he's like, he just imagined that wouldn't be one of those quick movie scenes. No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah, how many of us have worked really hard and fallen asleep on the toilet at work? This happens. It's happened to me.
You see, never at work. I think I've done it at home though. Pretty sure I've done it at home. Just went back and I had to wake up. I used to fall asleep in the bathtub all the time. That's all I was like, yeah.
This was his date night, and she finds out
he's a sleeper.
Yep, he likes to sleep. One of those.
Yeah. One of those. Ew.
All right, let's jump up a little bit more. So he ends up getting this. And the sequence here with management level 2. There's some crazy stuff going on here.
Yeah.
So his boss chews him out, tells him that the upper management has noticed him basically. And here comes the. Can I ask why I'm standing on a giant red X?
Yeah. And it's this part here is really funny. This giant, you guys will see it in a second, this giant hand there comes out of nowhere. It's like the hand of God, just which I thought maybe they're in purgatory. Maybe they're in some type of like hell already.
Yeah, there's something extra going on here, because I don't know if this is part of the dream world, part of the fact that they have implants in their brain to see the commercials. Maybe that's why this is appearing like this, but So, we have there the corporate authoritarian oligarchyisms going on here. The corporation, upper management knows everything about him. He's a Z-class citizen. He has a fear of heights and a fondness for women who wear sushi. And I think what that is it alludes to, there's a weird custom in Japan where you eat your meal served on a naked woman.
Yeah. Some strip clubs do that too. They brought it over. They get sushi and it's like
okay. Japan has this honor system and this desire for cleanliness. I think the American equivalent would be eating like a Big Mac and a pizza off of someone who hasn't showered in 4 days. So
that's yeah.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
And there's this the second sequence here, and I really love this illustration. So the finger comes down and crushes him. He's basically trying to get, if I was randomly selected, is it mandatory or voluntary? And
this right here.
How dare you refuse your voluntary cooperation?
Mm-hmm. That was funny. And the finger is still talking. There's another part where it says that's admissible. Let's see. Does the lack of refusal entail consent? No pressure.
Ambiguous answers are legally acceptable.
Yeah, legally unacceptable. Yeah. So he's got
this. Look at this. This is just crazy cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I love the whole like the steampunk weird mech tech stuff, but Yeah,
But you know,
this is just neat.
and it's also like when you look at it, it's like, well, they could just have the hand grab them and pick them up, but no, they have the hand open up for all these robotic, apertures that can go out and grab them. That's pretty creative. I wouldn't have
There's
thought
a
of
lot
that.
of layers to this. I mean, you could really kind of get into, it's not just one hand. It's like the many hands of the corporate machine.
Yeah. Comics Mate says, "Good day, good day, good day."
Hey, good day, mate.
And MVSOZ says, "I'm surprised people do not make shorts of their web comics and put them on TikTok." There's got to be somebody out there doing something like that. M3SOZ. There's got to be somebody.
All right. So his new job to basically get it, I guess maybe this is the interview process. Or there's just do a whole bunch of tests on the guy.
Yeah. And now,
of course, that ink blot looks like the monster. Looks just like it.
I said earlier that if they were to make a live action of this, that guy needs to be Nick Cage, and all I hear is Nick Cage's voice now.
Yeah.
Whenever I read them.
So he gets through the interview. We get introduced to some new characters. This is the Dream Spider, which is presumably how he's entering this world in the subconscious. What is it with you people and robugs?
Mm-hmm. That one can go up his nose. It's not sterilized, of course. But...
Okay, so she lets these two guys in, but then again, he's also in there. They're also in his dream.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one time that we see them in the real world. So apparently they can go walk in between worlds, or again, it's making me question whether or not he's already in the dream world and it goes back to reality, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just keeps you on your toes because suddenly he's out in this weird desert. There's the turtle he tripped over in his previous dream, and he's gonna go put it upright, and there's two guys.
There's a panel here a lot later that reminds me a lot of Dinosaur Man.
Really? Which one was that?
It's when he drops into the well, the cool thing is, like, when he accepts the job and they bring him on, it seems like whenever he enters this world, he gets like superhero. He gets like a power upgrade. He looks different. Right. He looks kind of badass. But when he drops into their speeder car, I'm like, that could be right next to the jackwagon.
Oh yeah, you're right. That the alien, like, here soon we'll show you the alien world that they live in. Mm-hmm. There's some really cool characters in that too.
I think it's episode 15, I believe.
Yeah, let's check that out. So he comes back in again. This is like his second time in, and they tell him he's joining up with a team. Oh, I love this. This is another reason why I'm a big proponent of these types of comics. Tapas, webtoons, the vertical scroll is you can do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Where we're just this anchor is just pulling him along, and we're just going right along for the ride. And this is a great transition because now he's in a different costume.
Yeah.
So we're going from that. Now he's using us to tell us, the artist is telling us that this is him dropping into this place. And yeah, you're totally right. This whole little scenario with the car and stuff, that's definitely something that I would come up with.
Yeah, it seems like the angle and everything. I'm like, the jackwagon in that car need to race.
M3 Hellboy Brothers, yeah, definitely. I'm sure Magnolia is a influence here at some point. So we have this really crazy cast of characters that are joining us, and this is our main character who now has this face tat makeup stuff and got this cool outfit and stuff. I love this guy.
Yeah. He's a little bitty. At first I thought he was a spatula. Then I realized he wasn't. I'm like, wait, what is he?
I'm not sure what he is, but he's got some hilarious dialogue. Mm-hmm. And you have to remember, I'm going to spawn a blue whale-sized disappointment. Remember that for later. This guy's really cool. This guy's a really cool design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the designs in here are, really creative. I would need about 2 weeks to come up with some of these designs. So to see them all in one comic, that's pretty impressive.
And here's the monster again that they're trying to. Were you raised in a barn?
Yeah, he kind of gets his comeuppance on it. We won't tell you guys how, but
Yeah, we don't want to spoil the whole book because we definitely want you to try it out, subscribe to it. It's really, really neat. I can't wait to finish it. Like I said, I'm on like episode 26. There's 36 episodes currently out right now, called Powernap on Tapas.
And you recently went over to Tapas yourself. Now you're still on Webtoon.
Correct.
You recently went over to Tapas, and I was going to ask you what facilitated that, because if you were on the one.
Well, basically, I had been on Webtoon for quite a while, and things were going slow. And Webtoon originally Webtoon was using what used to be called Discover. Now they call it Webtoon Canvas. Mm-hmm. They used to be farming Discover for what they were going to promote. Now they don't even do that anymore. They go out and find whoever they want and hire them to make their own original content. So it became Webtoon Originals. And Canvas got so big that they don't even farm it really anymore. Not that I know of. So the opportunity to do something and get noticed kind of went away. And so now it's just in Canvas competing with the other 70, 80,000 different comics on there. So it's hard to get an audience. And I figured, well, since that option seems to have gone away, might as well start posting it to Tapas, because I have 8 weeks worth of content. I can release something new every week and try to grow an audience on Tapas naturally and organically. As before, it had gone really well, and then I got the Roddy Piper gig, and then that I had to stop doing the Dinosaur Man book to finish do the Roddy Piper comic and do cons. So I never got back to it. And 2 years went by. I lost my entire audience. And so the Webtoon traffic really hasn't come back yet. So I'm hoping with Tapas, it's a new audience, it's a fresh audience. They're going to enjoy the weekly content because I got that 8-week buffer. They won't have an interruption in getting weekly content. So at least that's my plan.
You have a question here from last week.
Cool.
From Icfwt Radio, and I guess we can chat about this for a little bit. This is a quicker show, and
sure.
It came from Webtoon's a quick show, so we don't stay around that long. Keep it sweet and short. But this question is from Brian. Brian asks, says, "Hey, I like Webtoons and other websites like it, but the one problem I feel for a creator is that it's free. People go in, they subscribe to hundreds of comics, and maybe they don't get around to reading yours. I'd rather them read it than subscribe. What are your thoughts?"
Getting the eyeballs on it is the task, and whether you're reading or subscribing just kind of lets you know that a person has invested enough that they're going to get the notifications when you update.
Yeah,
and that's pretty important. So the more subscribers, those are the people I know who have a vested interest, because they're going to get the updates. As far as getting the numbers, the more the numbers go up, it just makes me all the more happier. And it's really hard. I'm part of a webcomics group on Facebook, and people are always asking, how do I, promote my webcomic? It's one of the reasons why I started this show, because Icfwt has the best audience out there. We have a large international audience. There's a lot of people who need good content to read. And I thought this would be a good platform to kind of highlight some of those that don't get a lot of exposure. Mm-hmm. Something like Powernap here, which is great writing, original story, really cool characters, good art. This is something that should have like 100,000 views, and it doesn't. It's, it's got 182 subscribers, 6,000 views. That's kind of probably mediocre in terms of the amount of people who are on Tapas at any one time. So this is definitely something that is worthy of getting more exposure, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to feature it.
I was laughing. He says, Eric in a dino helm. TikTok shorts, make it happen, Varian. Yeah, we're gonna. Good stream, got a bell. Best of luck on everything, fellas. Thanks.
Thank you, ID.
Eric, you got your dino cosplay helmet? Yeah.
I do have a dinosaur hood mask that I got because I'm part of a hat group. It's pink though, not red. So I'm hoping to get some red dye and see if I can't fix that. There was a boys and girls version. The boys version was green. The girls version was pink.
Yeah.
It was the closest to red. I mean, and it said red on Amazon. I'm like, oh, red. Well, maybe the picture's wrong. Nope, it's pink. So, but yeah, I do have that, and I got one of those T-shirts with airbrushed muscles on it. So when I'm pushing the Dinosaur Man comic book really heavy and I start popping up on multiple streams, I might pop up embarrassingly dressed like that.
Can't wait to see that. That's going to be great. Yeah, but I think getting those eyeballs on it, and then again, that the subscriptions helps the creator feel like, okay, people are subscribing, they're invested, this person here, 180 subscribers. That's 180 people who are getting notifications whenever they post new content. That helps a creator, who want to create.
And a view, 6,000 views, that's not necessarily 6,000 people that's read it. It's 6,000 people who've clicked on it. They may skim through it, but you don't know that they took the time to read it. The 182 people read it enough to say, okay, I want more of this, and hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Which, if you like this content, Icfwt on YouTube, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah. We actually are freakishly close to having enough watch hours be monetized. Not enough subscribers yet over there, but enough watch hours to where now it looks like like we're gonna have enough watch hours, but we have enough subscribers. People are watching the content. It's great.
That's awesome. We got to get those subscribers. So please, if you're listening tonight and you're able to view YouTube, if it's legal in your country to go on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Leave comments there. We love that. Help us get monetized on YouTube. That way we can get Varian a nice little silver plaque with a YouTube logo on it. Instead of the one in cardboard that he has hidden in his closet.
Yeah, the one I made. Yeah, I made my little. Yeah, but there actually was a guy trying to make those at one point. He got busted. He got in big trouble. He was trying to make those, and people try to sell them. It's really crazy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So Powernap is over on Tapas now. It's not. Do you know if it's over on Webtoon or?
I don't. I haven't searched for it yet, but I do have the link to the Tapas in the description.
Okay.
Also, there's a link to Dinosaur Man on Tapas, since this is a Tapas themed show. Feel free if you prefer Tapas to Webtoon and you're over on that platform, subscribe to both comics and please read Powernap, because this is a fun thing to read. I've been reading it a lot before I go to bed, and maybe it's not the best thing because it's kind of nightmare fuel, but definitely a great story and worthy of your attention if you enjoy web comics in this format.
Yes, is that something you want to read before you go to bed? I'm not sure.
So anyway, before we get out of here, Varian, what we got coming up tomorrow night on Icfwt Livewire?
Oh, we've got we got some questions. Oh boy, are they some angry ones too. I don't know what we said or whose feelings we hurt, but we got some angry questions in the mailbox, so we're going to go through those. Guest, I believe, I forget who all we have tomorrow because I don't have the book on me, but I can tell you that we will be also revealing some of our Hall of Fame members going in for the Indie Awards. We'll be revealing those tomorrow, as well as I believe Lola's going to show off some pages from her book, Lore.
Wow, that's cool.
The pages that she can show off.
Sure. Yeah, it's a TVMA show, but we don't want to. We don't want to start pushing that.
Yeah.
I believe I have a guest coming on tomorrow night who does something that Randy's going to enjoy. Imagine a Western starring an octopus.
There we go.
This should be pretty cool. Plus, maybe Brian Shearer will be able to pop in, creator of Gunship Thunder Punch. He goes live the 26th for book 2, and I'm hoping to get him on the show as well, so he can pump that. And then of course we got Geekasm on Wednesday, and then on Thursday morning we have Breakfast Buzz, and Sunday Funnies with Mr. Zim of Arrow Comics on Sunday morning. So lots of content and good value for your free YouTube subscription. And just all we ask is that you subscribe.
That's all we ask.
Before we go out of here, what was our numbers for tonight on the radio?
We are at 34,212.
We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Next weekend, next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have another episode of It Came From Webtoon. And who knows, we might even have a cool guest to talk about their webtoon, and we can interview them. I'm working on that right now, but nothing's confirmed yet. So we will see you here then. Until then, this has been Eric at Dreaded Dinosaur and all the social medias, and my co-host Varian Grant saying sayonara.
Bye-bye.